Learning a new language can be like learning to drive a car. At first, everything seems overwhelming. You have to remember so many rules, pay attention to various signs, and coordinate your movements. It feels like an impossible task. It seems impossible at first. You might feel frustrated and confused, just like when you're trying to understand the rules of the road. But with time and practice, it gets easier. You start to get the hang of it, and things begin to make sense. Finally, you can't believe you didn't always know how to do it. The once daunting task becomes second nature, and you find yourself navigating through it with ease and confidence. English pronunciation can be especially tricky because letters don't always sound the way you think they should. Unlike some languages where letters have consistent sounds, English letters can change their sounds depending on the context. This can be confusing and frustrating for learners. It's like finding out your car has a secret button that makes it go faster. Just when you think you figured it out, you discover there's more to learn. But don't worry, these surprises can be exciting and rewarding. In this essay, we're going to look at how the sounds of letters can change depending on the other letters around them. We'll explore the rules and patterns that can help you understand and predict these changes. It's like learning the rules of the road for your tongue. Just as you need to know when to stop, go, and yield while driving, you need to understand when and how to change the sounds of letters while speaking. We'll focus on the letters C and G and how they sound with different vowels. These letters can be particularly tricky because their sounds can change dramatically depending on the vowels that follow them. We'll also look at how vowels can change their sounds, like a chameleon changing color. Vowels are versatile and can sound different in various contexts, adding another layer of complexity to English pronunciation. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. With a little guidance and practice, you'll start to see the patterns and understand the rules. It's all about taking it one step at a time and not getting discouraged. With a little practice, you'll be pronouncing English words like a pro in no time. Ready to get started? Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Fasten your seatbelts, let's go. We're about to embark on an exciting journey of discovery and learning. Just like driving, learning a new language is an adventure. So let's hit the road and explore the fascinating world of English pronunciation together. The letter C is a bit of a chameleon itself. Just like the chameleon changes its colors to blend into its surroundings, the letter C changes its sound based on the letters around it. It can sound like a K or an S depending on the vowel that comes after it. This makes C one of the most versatile letters in the English alphabet. Think of it like this: C likes to be in charge. It adapts its personality to fit the situation, much like a leader who knows when to be firm and when to be gentle. When it's followed by an A, O, or U, it makes a strong, hard K sound like in cat, cot, and cut. These vowels bring out the assertive side of C, making it stand tall and firm. But when C is followed by an E, I, or Y, it softens up and makes an S sound like in scent, city, and cycle. These vowels seem to bring out the softer, more refined side of C. It's like C is trying to impress the fancy vowels with its softer side. Imagine C putting on its best suit or dress, trying to charm the vowels E, I, and Y with its elegance. So remember, C can be tough or tender depending on who it's hanging out with. It's a social chameleon, adapting to its environment and the company it keeps. Whether it's showing its strong side with A, O, and U, or its softer side with E, I, and Y, C is always ready to fit in and make an impression. Next time you come across a word with the letter C, take a moment to appreciate its versatility. It's not just a letter, it's a master of disguise, always ready to change its sound to suit the word it's in. Understanding the changeable nature of C can also help you with spelling and pronunciation. Knowing when C will sound like a K or an S can make a big difference in mastering the English language. So, the next time you see the letter C, remember its chameleon-like qualities. Whether it's being strong and assertive or soft and elegant, C is always ready to adapt and impress. Just like a chameleon, the letter C is full of surprises. It's a small but mighty letter that plays a big role in the words we use every day. The letter G is another one that likes to keep us guessing. Just like C, it has a hard and soft sound. When G is followed by A, O, or U, it makes a hard G sound like in gate, goat, and gut. But when G is paired with E, I, or Y, it gets all fancy and makes a soft J sound like in gem, giant, and gym. It's like G is trying to blend in with the cool kids. So, the next time you see a G, take a closer look at the vowel next to it. It's the key to unlocking its secret sound. Vowels might seem straightforward, but they have a few tricks up their sleeves too. These little letters are more versatile than they appear at first glance. They can change their sounds and even their roles depending on where they are in a word or what letters are around them. It's almost like they have a secret life full of surprises and transformations. They can change their sound depending on their position in a word or the letters around them. For instance, the vowel A in cat sounds different from the A in cake. This is because vowels are influenced by their neighboring letters, making them quite the shapeshifters of the alphabet. It's like they're trying on different costumes for a play. Just as actors change their outfits to fit different roles, vowels adjust their sounds to fit different words. Imagine a vowel stepping into a wardrobe, picking out a new costume and emerging with a fresh sound. This playful nature of vowels makes learning them both fun and fascinating. One common vowel sound is called the schwa sound. This sound is incredibly flexible and can be represented by any vowel. It's the most common vowel sound in English, yet it's often overlooked because it's so subtle. It's like the chameleon of vowel sounds because it can be made by any vowel. Just as a chameleon changes its color to blend into its surroundings, the schwa sound adapts to fit seamlessly into different words. This adaptability makes it a crucial part of spoken English. The schwa sound is a relaxed, unstressed sound, like the A in about or the E in taken. It's the sound you hear in many unstressed syllables, making it a sort of background player in the symphony of language. Despite its understated presence, the schwa is essential for the rhythm and flow of English speech. Another way vowels change their sound is when they're next to the letter R. This phenomenon is known as R-controlled vowels, or bossy R. The R influences the vowel to produce a unique sound that is different from its usual pronunciation. The R is like a bossy friend that makes the vowel say its name differently. Just as a bossy friend might change the plans for a group, the R changes the sound of the vowel it follows. This can be seen in words like car, bird, and fur, where the vowels take on a new sound because of the R. For example, the A in car sounds different from the A in cat because of the R. In car, the A is influenced by the R to create a longer, more open sound, whereas in cat, the A is short and sharp. This difference highlights the fascinating ways in which vowels can transform, adding depth and variety to our language. Section 5. The case of the silent letter. Sometimes, letters in English are like secret agents. They're there, but they don't make a sound. These are called silent letters. They're like the ninjas of the English language. Silent letters can be tricky because they can change the way other letters are pronounced. For example, the K in knife is silent, which makes the N sound different. And the silent E at the end of time tells us to pronounce the I with a long sound. So, keep an eye out for those sneaky silent letters. They might be quiet, but they have a big impact on pronunciation. Section 6. Stressing out over pronunciation. In English, we don't say every word in a sentence with the same emphasis. Some words are stressed or emphasized more than others. It's like playing different notes on a piano. Some are louder than others. This stress can change the way a word sounds. For example, the word can sound different in the sentence I can go than it does in the question, can you hear me? In the first sentence, can is unstressed and sounds weaker. In the second sentence, it's stressed and sounds stronger. Paying attention to stress patterns is important for understanding spoken English and for sounding more natural when you speak. Section 7. Practice makes perfect. Learning about pronunciation is one thing, but the real key to mastering it is practice. It's like learning to drive. You wouldn't expect to pass your test just by reading the driving manual. One way to practice is to listen carefully to how native speakers pronounce words. Pay attention to the sounds they make and try to imitate them. You can also record yourself speaking and listen back to see how your pronunciation compares. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when they're learning something new. The important thing is to keep practicing and to have fun with it. Section 8. Keep your ears open. The best way to improve your pronunciation is to immerse yourself in the English language as much as possible. Listen to English music, watch English movies and TV shows, and try to talk to native speakers whenever you can. Think of it like training your ears to hear the nuances of the language. The more you listen, the more you'll start to pick up on the subtle differences in pronunciation. Remember, learning a language is a journey, not a race. So, be patient with yourself, keep practicing, and most importantly, have fun along the way. Section 9. Mastering pronunciation, a journey, not a destination. Congratulations on making it to the end of this whirlwind tour of English pronunciation. We've covered a lot of ground, from the tricky sounds of C and G to the importance of stress and intonation. Remember, mastering pronunciation is an ongoing process. There will always be new words to learn and new challenges to overcome. But by staying curious, practicing regularly, and not being afraid to make mistakes, you'll continue to improve your pronunciation and unlock the full potential of the English language. So, keep exploring, keep experimenting, and most importantly, keep talking. The world is waiting to hear your voice.